Alright, so what it do, shouts to this book Chris Bauer with another video, man. As y'all can see, reacted to final iPhone 12 Pro Max leaks, 12s, AirPod 3s, AirTags, the hell was that? And iOS 14 Beta 7, man. Anyways, let's get straight into the video. The video that I was talking about, yo, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about if you're watching this video, but the video I was talking about, last video. Hi, very special video. They're coming to y'all tomorrow, which would be Tuesday or Wednesday. Well, filming it at least. I don't know if I'd post it on this. If anything, I'd post it for sure by Thursday. But just know, in these next 2 to 3 days, I got a banger dropping, guys, and I mean a banger. And let's get straight into the video, man.
Hey, what's up guys? Everything Apple Pro here. It's almost fall, iPhone season is here, and despite everything we've heard about the iPhone 12s, I'm actually very excited about these devices. Some final details on those and a host of other Apple products which have been backed up, and we should be seeing a lot of action here in the next month or so. Before we get into the news, I'd like to announce that we are doing a 5 AirPods Pro giveaway to celebrate the final launch of our Phone Rebel cases. Enter on phonerebel.com. 3 will be given away on the email list. We'll email you, and 2 on our Phone Rebel Instagram. Also, wanted to say Gen 2 is coming along nicely. Our mount, I'm actually very proud of our latest design. We put a lot of work and engineering into this thing. It's going to be awesome. Last bit on this, we are doing our first discount on phonerebel.com, 15% for Labor Day, promo code LABOR15. Thank you for supporting. All right, let's get into the news. So in the last video, we learned about the final camera orientation of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now we've got even more confirmation from a Twitter leaker, but not so fast. It seems very doctored, clearly photoshopped, but this will be the camera orientation of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. The 12 Pro should get lighter, but some sources are saying it won't. That one's still up for grabs. Although I will tell you, it's not as exciting as I had hoped. The square camera orientation, I personally did like that a lot. Although Apple's going to want to stick with something that's familiar, just putting the lidar below the ultra-wide lens. Now, despite the fact that the notch is staying, the camera design is pretty much staying. It will be a little bit bigger. The square body is something to be excited about. 5G, 5nm processor, as well as much louder speakers, a 10-bit display. There's still quite a bit that's happening in this gen. It's just Apple couldn't cram in everything for it. Now, while we're getting square edges, little detour here, ZTE just announced the first smartphone to be mass-produced with an under-the-screen camera using translucent pixels and some software trickery. Apple, meanwhile, will be removing the notch maybe in 2-3 years. Let's hope. And there's been yet another leak of the magnetic coil, which will be inside the iPhone 12 and then potentiated through a case, Apple's official cases we learned in the last video. Now we've got an even closer look at that coil, and there appears to be a very tightly wound NFC coil, which surrounds the magnets on the
Okay, we got a little ad. Nothing to worry about. We'll just mute that. Shut up. Nobody cares. Wiggy bye. No, sir. Couldn't be me. Amazon. Wow, nice. Inspirational.
On the inside there. Max Weinbach speculates that due to the magnetic interference, NFC, if they kept it as it was, simply wouldn't work or wouldn't work very well. So this is a very neat workaround. Not to mention AirTags are coming, so this could be some sort of AirTags bonus feature. Who knows? But looks intricate. Completely missed this in the last video, but the screenshots John Prosser shared from the 12 Pro Max do confirm the existence of an enhanced night mode and 4K 120 and 240 frames per second slow motion, which Max Weinbach earlier predicted. Also something Max Weinbach predicted back in January, the new iPhone 12 Pro, or as Digitimes puts it, an iPhone 12, will arrive in a dark blue color. It won't specifically be called navy blue or midnight blue, but it will be a dark navy blue color, and Max Weinbach did report that it will be replacing the current midnight green. And Twitter leaker Komia confirms that Quick Take, which is where in the camera roll you swipe left to record video, all while holding the shutter, will now function in 1080p at 60 frames per second, currently limited to 30. Quick sidetrack here, Komia also reports on the 2021 iPhone, he's calling it the iPhone 13, it'll be capable of 48 megapixels and 8K 60 frames per second. So this year's iPhone is getting a boost, but not quite as much as Apple's shelving for next year's iPhone. Komia continues saying the 2022 iPhone will be getting 4 times optical zoom, which corroborates Ming-Chi Kuo's report. Also, it will be getting a 0.25 ultra-wide lens, even wider than the current 0.5, as well as an improved selfie camera. Of course, latest and greatest is always around the corner. Buy what you need right now. I mean, this leaks game will always continue. It'll always be something better. I mean, come on. Even more interesting, Digitimes reports that Apple will be using a key 5G component, LCP or liquid crystal polymer boards, in future iPhone cameras to transmit the image that you take from the sensor itself to the image signal processor faster versus current silicon, and from that you'll be able to get even more quality out of the photo.
That's crazy,
Pretty
man.
nifty. Back to iPhone 12 news, the Fast Company reports that only the iPhone 12 Pro Max, so the Halo model, will be receiving 5G millimeter wave technology. Apparently, it's just so unutilized and so difficult to produce in a smaller frame that Apple had to reserve it for the Halo model, which could explain why Apple puts the LiDAR sensor only in that model, since it is being distinguished more from the rest. To make it worse, only to be sold in about 3 countries, including the USA. And to make matters worse, the availability of millimeter wave iPhones, the 12 Pro Max, may be limited. Ming-Chi Kuo reports that Apple is only able to produce half of what they intended. And a Twitter leaker shares a dubious speed test, 5G speed test, from an iPhone 12 Pro Max prototype, and that's quite a notable speed. Where I'm at, I'm getting 7 megabits download speed. 200 is a huge improvement. Now, depending on your service, where you live, and I'm sure that this is not millimeter wave should be much faster, that's still very impressive. And now more sources are confirming that we'll be getting no accessories in this year's iPhone packaging, saying that the price, because of 5G, went up. They had to offset it somehow, so they removed EarPods and the power block from the packaging. Now, Komiya says the 20-watt power block will be available as a $50 option when checking out. And from what we've seen on the prices, at least it's not getting more expensive. Now, Mark Gurman predicts when iPhone 12 does launch, not the Pro models, in October, we'll likely be getting iOS 14.1 with these devices, so suggesting an iOS 14 release this month. Komiya mentioned some features we might see in iOS 14.1, such as Find My iPhone in AR, AirTags support, and a new R1 chip support. So the new iPhone 12 is getting some sort of R1 chip. So recently there's been more and more chatter about an iPhone 12s device, most recently mentioned by Komiya for scheduling of next year's iPhones. This is going to make an appearance in early 2021, and supposedly it's going to be a 4G variant of the iPhone 12. By the way, there's been some chatter. The iPhone 12s will come in varying thicknesses depending on 4G or 5G capability, which only makes sense. What's even more interesting is that all iPhone 12 models are 7.4 millimeters thin, which is, I think, the first time ever that the entire lineup is the same thickness. Now, according to John Prosser, next week on the 8th, on Tuesday, we might be seeing some sort of press release from Apple. In particular, might be Apple Watches, might be the new iPad Air 4, which has just leaked, and there's a couple different leaks here. One, the manual itself, which references Touch ID in the power button, supposedly. But then we've seen the actual schematics, which suggests that Face ID is staying. It'll be the same body as the older iPad Pros with a single camera, although updated internals with the Apple A14. Anyways, we might be seeing this next week. Twitter leaker Mr. White has shared X-ray images of the supposed Apple Watch Series 6. Overlaying it with the Series 5, we can see no difference, which is a bit suspect considering that it's getting new hardware, a new chip, and a blood oximetry sensor, so you'd expect to see something new there. There's a new Apple Watch SE, which is likely to be announced with the upcoming Apple Watch Series 6. This is replacing the Series 3, same body style, just newer internals. Could be exciting. Meanwhile, on Apple's website, certain Apple Watch Series 5 listings are now sold out, and likely the Series 5 is going away. And the long-lost AirTags, which we've seemingly been hearing about for years already, will finally be launching. Mac Takara says they'll be launching alongside the iPhone 12 in October. I'm very much looking forward to never losing a single thing again. Reliable Apple leaker Mark Gurman has very much looking forward to never losing a single.
Oh snap. So I can pretty much put this on this key right here. I can pretty much put this on this key, and I'd be able to track it wherever it's at all times. Wow, that's kind of dope. By the way, guys, only if you made it this far into the video, you would actually realize that, yes, this is the secret. I got my dream first car. And the video's coming out soon, so only if you made it this far, you would know. But most of you won't, so you will not know and you will not have to see this video. But just know I gave you guys a hint. And I'll probably play this clip in the next video of when I post the vid.
Thing again. Reliable Apple leaker Mark Gurman has published a report detailing which devices we'll be seeing here in the fall, and notably, the HomePod Mini, AirPods Studio, and iPad Air 4 will be launched sometime in the next couple of months. Komiya gives us some details on the upcoming iPad Air 4, so it'll be pretty much an iPad Pro, just with modernized internals with a single lens camera, potentially some new colors, and Face ID, so no Touch ID. And apparently Apple is working on an upgraded Magic Keyboard 2, but only for the 12.9-inch iPad Pros. So this one will feature haptic touch in the trackpad, also escape and function keys, which notably fixes the biggest flaw with the current Magic Keyboard. And got some news on AirPods 3. Digitimes reports they are coming early 2021, and they will carry over system in package design, which we saw on AirPods Pro, means we might be seeing that shorter stem on standard AirPods. And a separate Twitter leaker has claimed to have had hands-on time with.
Hey man, I'm gonna end the video right there. If you wanna watch the rest of the video, just watch the video by yourself. The original video is going to be down below. But anyways, man, it's your boy CCRSquad. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Peace out.